Today, I'm gonna be showing you some boring YouTube channels that are exploding in terms of getting views, or more importantly, exploding in terms of actually making money. And these are real channels, these are real numbers, and you can start any of them yourself. That's gonna be the most interesting thing, is there's nothing stopping you from starting a channel that's similar to these channels that I'm gonna be showing you. Now, if you like me doing this type of content, let me know by gently tapping that like button, and let's jump into it right now. All right, so the first niche we're gonna go over is AI business automation for everyday people. Now, you might think, Shane, AI is, pretty exciting, but the truth is, most of the stuff they talk about in this niche is incredibly boring. Automating data going from one spreadsheet to another spreadsheet, automating the transcripts for meetings after you get done with them, stuff like that, right? It's not super exciting, but it's these little tiny tasks that automations can do that save your team 10 minutes a day, and then another 15 minutes a day, and then another 20 minutes a day. And then when you do enough of them, it just adds up, and people are only spending their time doing things that human beings can do. So this channel right here, Nick Sarayev, has over 200,000 subscribers, and his channel gets a ton of views. For instance, this video right here, and it in full course, 6 hours, got over 600,000 views. By the time you watch this, it'll probably be well over 700,000. And if you look at view stats, which basically estimates how much money people make from these videos, it actually only says that he made about $3.4 thousand. Now, one thing I'll say about view stats, it almost always underestimates how much educational channels make. For my channel, for instance, it usually underestimates the amount of money I make by about 1/2. And for other channels, it's probably far worse. So I'd be willing to bet that he's making a lot more than $3.4 thousand from this video. With that being said, the amount of money that he makes from AdSense doesn't really matter whatsoever. Now, his school group, if you look at it, has about 2.4 thousand members, which is super impressive. That's a lot of people. But much more importantly, it makes about $184 a month per person. So doing the math here, if you do 184 times 2,400, that's $441,000 in recurring revenue per month. And the truth is, he's getting almost all of his members from YouTube, so there's likely little to no cost. So I would be willing to guess that he probably has 80% plus profit margins. So he is absolutely crushing it with this channel.
Master capable of building automations for themselves and
the thing is, he's not the only one. There are tons of people that are teaching big businesses, small businesses, solopreneurs, coders, all kinds of different niches how to use AI better and more effectively, and they're making a ton of money doing it. So this is one of the ways you can make money doing it, and I think it's relatively smart, and I think there's way more opportunity in this niche. So I am not telling you to copy him or telling you to copy anybody else that I cover in this video. I'm not saying to make content exactly like him. What I am saying is look into this type of niche and niches similar to it, and that is very likely gonna be a really good direction to go. All right, so another really interesting YouTube channel is this Extinct Zoo channel. Now, I have to say, this is one of my favorite channels that's kind of like a infotainment type channel. It's kind of like, it's somewhat educational, but also quite entertaining as well. And it basically just goes over animals that are extinct and what they were like during their time, what the general ecosystem with all the animals that were alive during that time was like as well. And it's just super, super interesting, because the truth is, we probably only know about maybe 10% of all the organisms or life forms that have ever existed on planet Earth. And we hardly know anything about those 10% that we do know about. And so this is one of those channels that's really bringing a lot of that stuff to life. And it's not just dinosaurs, they go over many different time periods. So just as an example, this is a really cool video right here. The only time in history that water was safer than land, over 13 million views.
There seems to be an unspoken rule in nature, where life in
and this video made over $18,000 according to view stats. Some other high performers were prehistoric Australia was pure nightmare fuel. This prehistoric ocean was thalassophobia on steroids. and Neanderthals were absolute freaks of nature. Now, this channel uploads about once a week, and they are making around $62,000 to $187,000 a month just from AdSense alone. Now, this channel is a bit different than the one that I previously showed you because I would be willing to bet that this channel actually does make a significant percentage of their income from AdSense, whereas the one I showed you before, AdSense is probably a very, very tiny percentage of the income that he makes. With that being said, if this channel is properly monetizing, they should be making at least double the amount of money that they're making from AdSense. So I wouldn't be surprised if this channel is doing somewhere between $100,000 to over $300,000 a month. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for channels that maybe specialize in certain parts of animal history. For instance, maybe just covering all the humanoid type creatures that have existed and all the weird situations that might have happened with them, like Neanderthals, Homo sapiens, etc., and all the humanoid type creatures that existed. Or maybe a channel that just only covers dinosaurs, but they make similar types of content, etc., etc. I think there's a lot of opportunity for more channels in this niche to entertain and educate people a lot. With that being said, one of the absolute worst things you can do is to go and be a little clone of this channel. I see people doing that stuff all the time and it almost never works out, and it ends up being bad for the original channel as well as the other channels. So please do not do that. And by the way, I help people with this all the time. We have a live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, in the editing process right now, and I just wanted to mention that if you're struggling to grow on YouTube, you're having trouble getting views, subscribers, making money, or even picking a niche, I'm gonna be hosting a free one-time live workshop that goes over exactly how to help with that. Make money with YouTube, 2026 secrets. So make sure to mark that down, and also make sure to click the link in the description and the pinned comment below so you don't miss out. And if you attend live, you'll also have a chance to be the one person I pick for a real-time channel audit once we move into the interactive portion of the workshop. And if you feel unsure about what niche to choose, or you're worried that your niche might be too broad or it's not profitable enough, then this workshop is for you, because I'll be giving away the Niche Validator Pro completely free. This is the latest and most optimized version of my GPT-powered niche validation tool, and it helps you instantly test and uncover profitable YouTube niches before you waste time creating content that doesn't bring in leads, sales, or money. It's smarter, faster, and trained on even more data from real profitable channels, and I'll be giving it away completely free, but only at this live workshop. And just a heads up, this might be one of the last times I give this tool away for free because I'm planning on making it into a actual software. So if you've been on the fence, this is definitely a good time to pick it up. Now, during the workshop, there's a full presentation on how to grow on YouTube, followed by a Q&A where you can ask me questions directly on Zoom. And people do ask a lot of questions, the majority of the time about niche, and many people walk away with niche clarity during the session itself. And the same strategies I teach are the ones that help clients like Nicole, who went from 85 subscribers to $85,000 in a single month, Seth, who went from years without a viral video to immediately getting 300,000 views right after starting working with us, or Davis, who scaled from 100K a month and was able to remove himself from recording. And even people who aren't clients, like Isaiah, were able to make $20,000 only using the free content and live workshop strategies. So make sure you show up, click the link in the description or the pinned comment to register, and add it to your calendar so you don't miss the chance to grab the Niche Validator AI. And if you miss the date, that's okay. Check the link still to see when the next workshop is happening, or to sign up to a list that will tell you when the next one does. So see you Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now back to the video. All right, next one is going to be dark educational content. So what is this niche exactly? Well, it's educational documentary content with a dark twist, right? So you're basically covering true crime, historical disasters, mysteries, taboo topics, and AI presented in a compilation format. And it's a very unique format because it's a compilation format, but it's also kind of done like a bit of a documentary. So one thing I like to tell people is mixing different types of formats can oftentimes be a way to make your video and your channel and your brand different, stand out, and that is a good thing. You want to be different than others. And this is kind of like a mini documentary compilation, but it's focused on morbid morbid stuff that people are curious about. So yeah, this channel is J Doan History. They've got over 170,000 subs, and they've been posting a lot of videos that have done extremely well. So one of their videos is the most notorious serial killers explained in 24 minutes.
He was born in the year 1405 into a
So like I said before, this is kind of like a compilation video mixed with documentary style. It got over 2.7 million views and it made over $13,000 from one video. Now, here's what's interesting. Their thumbnails are pretty basic, but they are very recognizable. They don't really look like too many other types of videos, but they still get a ton of clicks and a ton of views. Why? Because the topics are fascinating. The curiosity factor is massive. And this one is a faceless format, right? Just narration over stock footage and images. And anyone can do this, right? You just need to find interesting, dark historical events or something similar to that, and then do it in a similar format. And then you research them, write a script, add visuals, record narration, and you're done. All right, so the next channel is really interesting, and that is Shortsify. Now, this channel basically has very short videos on philosophical topics or philosophy. Now, it's a relatively new channel, only has around 12 videos and 13.9 thousand subscribers. But they're already making about $1,000 to $3,000 a month. And the videos are short. They aren't super high production quality, but they're definitely videos where you can tell they put a lot of thought into them. And they're super valuable. And they're super valuable and super interesting. For instance, this video right here, I Own Nothing, The Art of Beginning Anyways.
I'd start writing when I had a better idea.
Made well over $1,000. And this is just the money they're making from AdSense. They are very likely making money from other sources if they're monetizing correctly as well. So yeah, very interesting one. Shows that you can make shorter videos and be successful. Generally speaking, I do recommend to make videos when you first start between 8 minutes and 15 minutes. And the sweet spot is about 14 minutes and 59 seconds if you can get there. Just because of pricing psychology, people will see it's less than 15 minutes. They'll be a little bit more likely to click. But it is possible to make this work with short videos as well. And the length of the video is part of the value proposition. And some people just simply do not want to watch longer videos. And you will attract those types of people if you make these types of videos. Now, I do get a lot of people from time to time that tell me that they want to kind of follow their passion when it comes to making YouTube videos. And I have a very long opinion on that where I kind of agree and I kind of disagree at the same time, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but I definitely will get into it if you attend my live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So click that in the description, the pinned comment below for sure. But there are ways of kind of combining passion and practicality. And I think that's something that this person is doing. Now, speaking of passion, the next one is going to be music production deconstruction. So I know that a lot of people are passionate about music. Many people are also passionate about producing music. And that's what this channel is all about. And the channel's name is Synthet. Now, this channel has over 1 million subscribers, and they typically make videos on the shorter side, usually about 2 to 4 minutes. They're animated, they're faceless, and they target music producers, and their most viral video is the 6 seconds that changed music forever. And it got 6.8 million views, and according to view stats, it made about $9.7 thousand. And generally speaking, they're making about $7,000 to $22,000 a month. Plus they're selling stuff. I'm sure there's other ways they're making money on top of that. And if they aren't, you know, they need to contact me and attend my live training this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we help people monetize their channels like 10 times more effectively than average. But yeah, super interesting channel, makes super valuable content for their target demographic, which is either music producers or people that are interested in music production. One thing I will say that I think this channel does really well is it makes its videos valuable and palatable for beginners as well as pros. So people that are beginners, this is going to be very valuable for them, but it's also valuable for people who are pros too. And that is something that I think is very, very good to do, that you should try to do yourself. Try to make your videos beginner friendly, but at the same time, make sure that even people who are pros, they're very advanced, can get value from them. And that is exactly what this channel has done. And I really like it. And there's no reason why you can't do a similar channel. Now, I have gone over a few faceless channels here, and you might be thinking, Shane, do you help people do faceless channels? Do you recommend doing faceless channels? Well, generally speaking, I usually recommend showing your face because I think that YouTube as a platform. Just generally speaking, like people get on YouTube to see other people. They get on YouTube to be social without having to actually go through the anxiety of being social, right? So generally speaking, I do tell people to do personal brand channels. But with that being said, I've had clients like Wiz, for instance, who started off with a faceless channel, and he even started a 7-figure business, and then eventually he did a face reveal, right? And so the underlying principles work pretty much exactly the same. And I'll go over exactly how to do that in this live training Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check it out. You do not want to miss out on it. Okay, so the next channel doesn't get that many views, but it's on the topic of remote sales career education and placement, and it's Glenn Coco. Now, this channel has over 16,000 subscribers, doesn't get a crazy amount of views. You know, this is one of the videos they did, the best cold calling strategy for 2026.
Today, I'm gonna show you hands down the best cold calling strategy.
And they teach cold calling, sales skills, how to get jobs, etc. And they're probably making around $800 to $2,000 a month from AdSense. So not terrible, but also not bad either. Now, what's interesting is they actually have a high ticket product and they host it on a school group. And this product costs about $6,767 a year. And at the time of recording this, they have around 74 members or so. And that's over $500,000 a year. Now, a few of those people might be admins and the creator themselves or whatever, but still, it's a good amount of money, especially for a channel this small. They're monetizing this channel extremely effectively. And school can be a relatively simple way to do this. So this gentleman, Glenn Coco, trains salespeople, and then he also connects them with companies.
Today, you're gonna watch me speed run some cold calling.
So the companies get vetted talent that has been trained by someone that they trust, and the salespeople get training, and then they get placement into companies. So it's a win-win situation for basically everybody, because of course, Glenn is making a really good amount of money doing this, and he's doing it with a really small channel. And finally, we have Sean Dulwit. And Sean Dulwit is basically good at online book publishing, and specifically, he teaches what's known as Amazon KDP, which is essentially where you can self-publish your own books. KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. And he basically shows people how they can create paperbacks, low content books, children's books, coloring books, like all kinds of different books essentially, without having to be a traditional author. And it's positioned as scalable passive income. And the reason he's able to teach this is because he did it himself. He created a bunch of books.
I've made over $1.6 million selling simple ebooks online.
And then forever after that, he got royalties, and then eventually he just sold his company as well. Now, Sean crushed it on the KDP side, but he was actually struggling on the YouTube side. He'd been stuck making around $30,000 a month for a very, very long time. And he came to me, and we were able to scale his business incredibly quickly and get all the way to over $500,000 a month in a pretty short period of time. So that's pretty close to a 20x increase in under a year. So this is kind of what I've been telling you guys. We know how to grow channels and monetize channels better than anybody else, which is why you need to attend the live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And also check out the video that I did with Sean where we interviewed him on exactly what we had to do to get his channel crazy good results. And you can check that video by clicking right here.